you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Sorry.
Sounds good.
What's your name?
Alyssa Martin.
And how old are you?
I'm 26. That just happened last month, so sorry.
Happy belated.
Thank you.
So, who are you on a soul level?
Ooh, who am I on a soul level? I think, on a soul level, I am someone who really wishes that I could just give everyone exactly what they need to survive. And it does, I think, feed a lot of like my anxiety in life. But on a soul level, I'm just like a hyper do-gooder, which is hard.
Okay. Is there anything going on right now or anything that's happened in the past that kind of really contributes to who you are today, that has kind of like molded you into this person?
I definitely thinking it's just my brother and I, sibling-wise, and I think the kind of upbringing that I had where my, was loved, but was also kind of given a lot of, I kind of had to do things myself a lot also, which made me like, I think, toxically independent at multiple points in my life through different phases. Yeah, definitely my upbringing kind of made me an interesting, anxious character.
Okay. I want to give you 3 categories, and I want you to tell me what means the most, and then we're going to go down to like what means the least.
Okay.
So the first category is love, sex, relationships.
Okay.
The next category is society, culture, and politics, or policy, whatever.
Okay.
And then the next is spirituality and or religion. So out of those, what kind of takes a front seat?
Oh my gosh. Love. Yeah, I'm a lover. So that definitely, I'm supposed to do the tier, right? So that tier of
Yeah,
things.
sure.
Yeah, that definitely stands out to me. And then I heard society. I can't even remember what the third tier was. Until that
Oh, yeah, society, culture, politics was after love, sex, relationships. So love and then society.
You know what? Probably culture.
Culture. Okay. So what about culture makes it like second to most important?
I think culture because like I'm as this new, I call this my second life because I had a previous life and we don't talk about that, but I had a previous life. And so in this second life, I'm kind of developing like this other side of my culture that I feel like I always abandoned because I am mixed. So I feel like I'm kind of discovering like, I wear my hair curly every day and like I'm not ashamed of like the little figure that I do have and like just kind of growing on the side of being a Black woman.
Yes.
So culture is like, that's my thing.
Okay.
Like, doing it for the culture. You're welcome. No, I'm kidding.
So I know you said that we don't talk about your previous life, but are you talking about literal like past life experience, reincarnation kind of thing, or are you talking about
which I
like,
do believe in,
okay.
but just like my life prior to, a lot of my life prior to 25.
Okay.
Just because that person is a non-factor, irrelevant, and doesn't even deserve to be talked about. But there's a lot of things in there that we can talk about.
Okay. So do you feel like you were a completely different person before 25? Like, were you not wearing your hair curly? Were you not embracing the side of yourself?
I was like so whitewashed and with someone who, was in a domestic violence relationship, a marriage, not a relationship, so even worse in my eyes. So it was a different kind of like yeah, different person, not living like my true self. You have to live your true self. It'll drive you crazy if you don't. So, yeah, different girl.
What do you think you had to channel within yourself to kind of bring out who you really were, since you feel like you were kind of forced to be?
I think just the fact that, like, by myself, like, I am good.
Okay.
I go to school by myself. Yeah. I work by myself, for myself. I can do anything by myself. I could live my whole life alone, and I would be totally fine. And that's the point that I got to by like having that almost year and a half of just independence of just me, because I had been married from the time I was 19 until I was 24. And then it took a year and a half for my divorce to end. It just ended this May.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. Very happy about that. But yeah, having that period of independence where I explored all sorts of jobs. I explored cities, countries, people, and it really helped me kind of develop, like, okay, this is what I want out of life. This is what I want out of a partner. This is what I want out of a career. This is what I want out of an education. And if wherever I am cannot fulfill those in a reasonable sense, no one or anything is supposed to be everything to you or for you. You have to create your own happiness. But I realized that, like, I can let anything go at any moment.
That is such a blessing.
Move on to the next. So yeah, that's very helpful. It was a very helpful relationship in some ways. Yeah.
What would you say to someone who maybe is in the situation that you were in? Like, you finally found the strength to get out of that. So, like, what would you say to someone who kind of maybe feels stuck or, like, doesn't know?
Yeah, I think I kind of call it, sometimes it's like the small town syndrome, or it's the giver, like the broken wing syndrome. If you have either of those, or things that I'm saying are resonating with you, of like giving too much or being unfulfilled, just leave. Like, you have to, there is someone else if that's your goal. There's yourself, first of all, but there are other people out there. There are other people who will be better, do better, and they do exist. I found mine. So it's like, it really is out there. And I was thinking, like, honestly, when I got out of it, I was like, you know, I'm probably going to be single, like, for the rest of my life, because people don't know how to act.
Yeah.
And it wasn't worth reliving that situation, because straight up, I was like, if somebody else ever acts a fool like this to me, like, I'm going to be in jail. Like, I'm going to be in prison, straight up. So there is a world out there. Girl, guy, pick up, move, switch schools, break your lease, call the police. I don't care what you have to do. Just go, because it does not change. It just gets worse.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
So love, culture, and then what do you think comes next? So we have sex and relationships left. We have society and politics left, and we have spirituality and or religion, because that doesn't go hand in hand.
Yeah. Spirituality.
Okay. So what does your spiritual life look like, or your practices, your beliefs?
So for a long time, I identified as Catholic, but I didn't really appreciate a lot of the antiquated teachings that, like, you know, organized religions have.
So were you raised in Catholicism, and that's why, or?
Not necessarily. Like, my family was a mix of, like, Baptist, Protestant, Christian. You know, I went to Catholic church with my friends, and that's really where that came from, I believe, stemmed from. So I found that, like, spirituality, or just having what I just, like, a moral compass, like a center that, you know, like, ooh, when I do this, it feels wrong, I'm not going to do this, which isn't the same for everyone. It's just, I don't particularly like organized religion. You know, there's core things that I think are wrong, like murdering, stealing, adultery, things like that, and those are my things. So for me, spirituality is, you know, when I was like 14, I started doing a lot of yoga, and then some 10 years later, I became a yoga teacher, and that was kind of where I just developed, I feel like, through that process, a different understanding of my empathy, and that everyone feels, and I feel like everything feels at some level, and just to try to be more cautious of like the kind of energy that I was putting out in the world and the kind of behaviors or societal norms that I was supporting or breaking. So yeah, spirituality is like a thing that even now I'm still working on, like finding my center.
Yeah.
But it takes time. It takes time.
Do you still teach yoga?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you still practice yoga?
I do. I'll be at my class with my friend Heather is a teacher, and she does a barn yoga every other Sunday. So I will be there out on the farm tomorrow doing barn yoga.
That's amazing.
I love it.
I'm terrified of yoga. I don't even know if this has anything to do with like
what?
This. Because I'm like not flexible and I don't know, like stupid and like.
No, you don't have to be flexible. There's guys, her boyfriend takes a class. You know, a guy fell over 2 weeks ago and he just was kind of like, okay, cool. Like his girlfriend's all in the pose, and I think it's for everyone. If you have a good teacher, they make it for everyone. Do it.
I feel like it'll help so I can just calm down. But I think I'm just so anxious about doing it like well and not knowing, and people just being like, what is she doing here? Like she's like,
no, I think that is such a fitness and yoga culture. I will be honest, like nothing used to ever make me feel worse than going to yoga or going to the gym. And then I was just like, I honestly don't care. I really don't care, because you people did not start off this good. Like if that's just how it is. So then you kind of get, you're like, okay, this person's probably been working out for years because their body is completely built, like they've been doing it. And this person can stay in that pose for a minute. That doesn't just come to you, you know? So then I think when you let go of that attachment of like being, you feel so much better. And that's across the board in life, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna get the information.
Yes, absolutely.
That sounds amazing. Okay, so I think we have sex, relationships, society, politics left.
Relationships would come next.
Okay.
I think the older I get, the more that I find that there are really valuable relationships and friendships, and I've become such a quality over quantity person. You know, like it's like wedding season, so you see people who have like 20 plus people on like their side of the wedding party, and I'm like, do I even like 20 guys? Kidding, I do.
I mean, it's true though. Like,
yeah, like of course I could come up with that 20 people to put in my wedding party, but at the same time I'm like, would I really put you in my wedding party? Like I just don't know, and I feel like people's exceptions of relationships, they keep people around that really shouldn't be around sometimes. So yeah, relationships they've changed a lot for me, but it's so good. Like I have friends that I love to go hang out with and do things with, and it's nice, and that includes my mama.
Yes. Okay.
So, am I just going down the line? Should I just keep going? Okay. So, I think after that, society.
Okay. What do you think about society right
It's
now?
in shambles. Okay. Regardless of what Instagram tells you. It's in shambles. I think that we are in... I feel like we're in like a new civil rights movement. Like that's where I feel like we are, because everything is like the same but so different. But still kind of the same. And that's kind of a problem when you feel like I don't care what anyone thinks, my politics are very liberal. I don't care what anyone does with their life as long as it doesn't hurt myself or others. And I think that's a huge problem. I think we're doing a lot of things in this country that really, really hurt others, kill others, harm others, and it does not help to have someone in office who promotes wild, white supremacist, crazy ass behavior. So that will lead me right into politics. That's become a huge, important thing for me because there are so many things wrong with the world. I want to be super conscious of people's pasts in politics and really kind of look at the things that they've said, that they've done, because we're getting to the point where we have to pick another president.
Right.
And as much as I hope and pray that it is someone different, there's a lot of candidates who have things in their past that either upset the woman, the feminist in me, or the African American in me. And that's a problem, because I almost feel like sometimes we are still failing to get people out there who are really like for the people, well-rounded, haven't had crazy tweets or comments or touching people in there. Stop touching people, first of all, everyone. Stop touching people without their permission. But so that I'm like super, Austin and I at least once a week end up having a conversation about presidential candidates who we need to look at locally, and it's good. It's good to have those conversations, and it's also interesting because he's white and I'm mixed, so some of our,
so I was going to ask, do you feel like some of the views, you must have similarities because you're together, like, do you feel like there are a lot of differences, or like?
No, actually, not a lot, and I think that he's learned a lot being more around my family, which is white and black. And then his family is just white, and I don't mean like just white in like a mean way. They are just white, and I think from being around me and kind of hearing my stances on certain things and how certain things are wrong and certain things that I won't tolerate, and I think that I don't know who either of us are really leaning towards right now, because everyone's still in an investigation stage. But we pretty much stand on the same ground, and I think that's good. Because I mean, if he was going to vote for Trump, honestly, like, I've been super clear about like where I stand on that. He thinks the guy's an idiot, and I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So that's that.
Okay. I'm gonna get you to draw now.
Don't start, because I will start following.
So just pick any colors that represent like who you are and the things you love and the things that make you happy, and then just explain to everyone like why you picked the colors that you picked.
I want to organize all these by color, right? Like, that's like, I don't know if that's like an Asperger's or autistic trait of some sort, but I can't, like, I do it in stores. It's insane. I do. Okay, so I think for me, I love pinks. That is just, I don't want to say like the girl in me, but stereotypically, yes, it's the girl in me. I love shades of pink. Reminds me of like sunsets, sunrises, which I live for both. And yellow, I think, is just like a super happy color. And I love it. Mustard yellow. I have littered my wardrobe with yellow pieces lately, so that's kind of my thing. And then these two remind me of the ocean. So, which for me, like bodies of water, clear blue water, honestly, just it feeds my soul. So, yeah.
So just draw whatever you want. I'm going to ask you questions, and you don't have to finish. No one ever does. Whatever. So the first question.
Sure.
Okay, so the first question is, what makes you the most upset?
In life?
Yeah, or just like, in general. Just what really pisses you off?
Dishonesty.
Okay.
There's no reason for it. Everyone, I think, should just be open and honest about who they are, what their intentions are, what they want out of life, and everyone would find their person, their people, everything. So dishonesty, it just makes me like ragey.
Yeah. Okay. What makes you the happiest? What excites you more than anything?
Love. I say I love at least 10 times a week to someone. I think it's such a great thing that happens, you know, when people care for each other, and that could be platonic, it could be romantic. It doesn't matter. I just think it's one of the greatest things that, like, we get to do. Like, we get to love people, and I think it's just so, oh man, am I gonna cry?
No, it's okay. Really, like, I agree with you, number one.
Yeah.
And also, I've never, like, been in love romantically. So I don't.
Yeah.
So just the thought of other people experiencing that makes me emotional.
Emotional?
So I'm happy for you.
Right? Yeah. And
it's like, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I've never experienced it prior to now, when you actually experience, like, the real,
like the healthy
thing, supportive, like, loving, like, I'm your person. It's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you most afraid of?
Not doing enough for the world. Not having enough time or enough bandwidth or enough resources to do as much as I think I really want to do for the world, to make people's lives better, easier. Yeah, that scares me to death.
What do you want to do? Like, if you were to, like, what do you want to accomplish before you die, to the point where you're like, okay, like, I did that and I'm satisfied?
Honestly, I would really like to work on an initiative that makes the basics of life standard for every American. And I say Americans because this is where I live, and international policy is even more so difficult than national policy. But I really think that someone's going to come along who has, I don't want to be a politician by any means, but I would really love to support and work on that, to where housing, because we have so much of it, is a given. It's a given. Food stipends are a given. Water is a given. You know, we have enough clothing in the world that no one should ever, you know, have to worry about food, shelter, water, clothing. So, yeah. Okay. I'm hoping I can work on that in my lifetime.
Let's see. Explain to me what social media is to you. Like, what do you think about it?
I think social media can be a really great place to connect with people. But I think, so to me, confidence it's wavering. Some days you may feel like really great about yourself and really great about your life and everything that's going on. And then you get on social media and you can still be happy because your confidence is really high that day. You're feeling good. And other days, I think it can be a really dangerous place for people. I think that people can be really negatively impacted by others. Again, just showing what, you know, everyone calls like the highlight reel, and not being honest about who they are. I mean, I have friends who I see them post stuff, and I'm like, you're lying. And like, we all know that your boyfriend cheats on you, and we all know, you know, that you're barely able to pay your rent, or you're, you know, and it's not my place to judge people, but I do judge them for what they put out there for other people to see that may be struggling in some area of life, and to have that. So I've been there, done that with my last relationship, which is why I'm like super duper honest about, you know, the downsides of everything. You know, nothing is perfect. Like, it took me forever to get back into school. I just found a job that I really loved. You know, Austin and I are not one of those couples that are like, we've never had a fight. No, we fight. Like, we have fought. But the thing that's great is that I feel like I'm like, okay, cool, I found a job that I love. I found my thing. I'm with someone that we actually communicate and work through those instances. Right. Doesn't mean that we don't fight. Doesn't mean that we are like on some fluffy cloud nine. Right. Like millionaires that have no problems. No. You know, and I'm just so over people in their, you know, the falsehoods that they put out there. Yeah. So, yeah, that's social media. Okay. That was a lot.
No, it's okay. I love it. If you were a facial expression, what would it be? What does that mean?
Girl, bye. Like, honestly, like, that's, I think, one of a lot of people who know me, actually. Biggest pet peeves, my inability to hide my facial expressions.
Same.
And sometimes I've noticed recently I make the facial expression and like it like doesn't register with my brain. But like, hey girl, like you're making this face, and it's problematic for me in some situations in life. Whatever. My face said what my mouth didn't want to. So
exactly.
It's
so
fine.
You still know
I still exactly. Yeah.
Do you have any weird habits?
Yeah, I organize, like I feed my own anxiety with my level of like organization. I think that's probably like my weirdest habit, is wanting everything to be in color order and organized by like size, shape, color, type.
So is your closet like that?
Absolutely. Okay. It starts out at bathing suits, works its way into like undergarments, and then tank tops, and then thicker tank tops, and t-shirts. And all. Girl, yeah, it's a mess. It's like, it works, but it does make me
condo.
Exactly.
1,000.
It makes me crazy, you know? I think that's like my weirdest habit. I don't really do much else.
Okay. No problem. So, what don't you want to tell people but know you should share because it could help someone else? Like, what don't you usually talk about? And I know you already covered one thing you don't talk about, so you don't have to talk about that. But just if there's anything else that kind of makes you like, but you know, if someone else heard it, it might help them.
You know, I think one thing that I really like do feel super passionate about, especially the older I get, is like sexual harassment, rape, anything like that. I think that what people and what we all have to realize is that speaking up is not like some bad, horrible thing. Like, you're not the bad person. The person that did it, I don't necessarily say they're a bad person. Yeah. What they did was bad. And their actions were wrong. And I think more people, even though it's so awkward and it's such, I mean, I feel like that's one of the most vulnerable things that you can say or tell someone else about, but I really want people to start speaking up more early and often.
Yes.
Yeah.
Early and often.
Yeah.
What do you feel will restore a connection in our generation? Like, what do you think that we could do?
Be honest.
Yes. Just open up.
Be honest about where you are. I wouldn't be friends with my friends that I'm closest to if they weren't honest with me about their money, their relationships, how they're actually doing. I don't want all the fluffy stuff like, oh, I'm getting a new car, or I'm doing this, or how are you actually doing? Because that matters. And like, I think my closest friends and I have that relationship, and I'm really like, the good, the bad, the ugly, we go into it.
And it's open. And that's why you know someone's really your friend.
Really
they can know who you are.
Yeah.
Really, right?
If I can't tell you certain things, I'm like, we're not going to be.
Yeah, we're not
going to be friends. But I think people need to be way more honest with each other.
Yeah.
It's way too much fakeness out there.
Are you self-conscious about anything?
I think probably the thing that I think about the most is how like outspoken I am about issues. I feel like it throws some people off because they're like, oh, she's pretty and she's so sweet, and then I'm like, Black Lives Matter, and like real shit's happening out here, and people are so thrown off by that because everyone wants this like pretty quiet image. Don't follow me for some pretty quiet image, because it's not going to happen. Like, if you want to be in my life, you're going to hear about a lot of stuff that you don't want to hear about, because it's real.
It's important.
It's important. So I think a lot of people like the fake stuff, and Yeah, so I get a little self-conscious about it every once in a while, and then I read a book and I get over it.
Are you reading anything currently that's really good, or recently that's really
Yes. I am reading, now of course I can't remember the title. It's Miss Elaine, I don't want to mispronounce her last name.
Mhm.
It's a Welcheroff. She was the editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue.
Okay.
And she has a really great book that I wish I could remember the name of for you guys. I took the cover off because I don't like the plasticky cover.
Do you do that with all your books?
Yes.
That's awesome. So you just have a whole bunch of just like the black.
Just the binding.
blue,
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know what it is about me. I can't stand the covers. She has a really, really great book. We'll put it in the captions so that you guys know.
Just send it to me.
And then also Becoming by Michelle Obama. So those are my two alternatings right now. Because sometimes I get tired of the self-work and I just need to read about someone's life.
Yeah.
So I alternate so I don't go crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Share an embarrassing moment.
Oh my gosh, you mean like the time in 4th grade where I was at a dance recital and we were messing around, but the whole audience was there and I hadn't taken my socks off yet.
Oh no.
And I was practicing my kicks and I slipped and busted my ass in front of everyone. You see how things like stay with you? This is why we all need therapy, okay?
Seriously, are you in therapy? Okay.
Yeah, she's right down the street.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's in her 60s, was a mother of 6. Wise as heck, dresses to the nines for every appointment. Yeah, Miss Amy she's the bomb. So.
How long have you been seeing her?
I've been seeing her since, I think, May. I think May was when we started my sessions. So very good. Yeah, I've worked through a lot of stuff, and I never want to give her up ever. So.
I love that. I know that you've probably had different experiences because you're mixed. But can you talk about maybe a time when you were treated differently, or something that's happened to you that was directly related to being of mixed race?
Sure. I want to be honest first and say that I have experienced it on both sides.
Okay.
Now, reverse racism is not real, just so everyone knows. It's not real. But it's kind of been like these phases in my life. And it's probably dependent on different factors, but when I was growing up in Howard County, I think, I was one of a couple mixed kids, and you always just kind of did feel like the odd person out, especially if you wore your hair curly, so you never did. We all straightened our hair to death, and I definitely think that just because of that, I always felt okay, I kind of fit in with the white cliques, and then I kind of fit in with black cliques, and then as an adult, I started to feel more of the token, especially career-wise, having both black checked on my ethnicity boxes and being a woman. That I was this token person for people for oh, what were your opinions on this, or how do you view this, and
that's annoying.
It's so annoying. And then being in a relationship with someone who is white, and it's we spent a fair amount of time in Baltimore, in the DC, and it's honestly so funny, the looks, and it's either that people will dap him up and be good job, my dude, good job, or it's just the looks of why are you with a white boy? you know? And you know what people are saying. Everybody knows those looks.
Yeah.
Everybody knows those looks. And it just, but it also comes from a lot of white people of that, like, looking, you know, the staring and the dynamic of, you know, oh, like, why are they together?
It's so interesting. I didn't know that still happens.
It so still happens. It so still happens. And, you know, it's one of those things that you just kind of are like, why does it matter? You know? Yeah. You deal with it a lot. I mean, I remember one of my first little boyfriends when I was younger, and I went to go meet his mom, and she was like, oh my gosh, you're tan. And I was like, yeah, all year, babe. all year, all the time, 24/7 tan. Like, so it was so weird because I was kind of like, well, obviously, yeah, he didn't mention that to you because it was something that was seen as, like, to him, like, why does it need to be mentioned?
Right.
So, it's kind of people are interesting. I've never had anyone say anything too crazy. Yeah. But I always joke with people that I'm hoping it's because they can sense my crazy. Like, I have no problem. Hands rated E for everyone, and we will get into it because I don't tolerate that nonsense. Yeah. Like, it's not going to be a good time for any of us. So, yeah, I think, we've never had anything too crazy, and I hope that, like, there's enough sage and tiger's eye in the world to keep that away from me. But I know that people have experienced, like, way worse. But, yeah.
And the last question, okay, I give everyone the same scenario. So all the electricity goes out, but the screens are still on. So computers, phones, TVs, it's just like PSA, public service announcement, and then it's your face. So, like, what are you going to say to the world? Like, because all they can see is you. Everything else is
Wow. That's so crazy. Oh, God. I would probably give them some lame, sappy lecture on how we should all be nicer to each other so no one has to feel the negative things that they feel that are pushed on them by other people. I'd probably tell them to just, like, go curl up with someone that you love, someone that you care about, or finally tell someone that you love them, or care about them. It would be a lot of sappiness, because I think if we were all just a little bit nicer and a little more understanding of our fellow person next to us, in the car next to us, in the elevator next to us, on the street next to us, we would be living in a way different world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah. Stop. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Let us see your painting or your drawing. Sorry.
It's the same thing I always draw. I love drawing the beach just because I don't know. It's where I always, like, it's just where I always want to be. I always want to be at the beach. Yeah. Beach bum. I want no shoes, no makeup, nothing in my hair, swimsuits, water.
Love that. Can you sign it for me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So, this is Allie in the flesh.